There's a podcast studio, very much like ours, less than 5 kilometres from here, charging 50% more than us for the same service. It's time to align ourselves with the market. This is Session in Progress. After searching around to other studios or having used their services before we found our own, I thought I'd aligned our studio hire costs with the market while knowing we over-delivered compared to them all. What does over-deliver mean? Well, our extended recording spaces outside of the studio that I'm in are designed by Flax Studio. They're award-winning designers. You might have heard of them from building the home Ravenswood for Andy Lee and Beck Harding at the moment. We've got unlimited tea, coffee, sparkling water, beer, watermelon seltzer for all of our studio guests, and we're creators. So we know what space is best for creativity, and we started with that in our design. Plus, we turn around everyone's recording and hand it over on Google Drive within 24 hours. It's pretty quick. For the past year, we've had our studio hire rate at $249 for creators, as we define that as talent creating podcasts. Then we've got a community rate, which is $349 per hour, and that's for businesses and agencies wanting to create content in our space. But we needed a third tier. We hosted one of the country's largest companies. Seriously, you know and probably use their service every day. And we charged them the community rate. What happened next? 12 staff members, 1 host, 4 guests, all rocked up to the studio. They wanted breakout spaces, printing, store-bought coffees, and we wanted them to have a great experience, so we made it happen. But we learned a good lesson that day. We need a company rate of $399 per hour. Why? Well, let's look at some of our costs. The equipment. $10,000 worth of cameras. We have 3 of them, plus the $5,000 worth of lenses, a $2,000 sound mixer, $1,000 video mixer, $1,000 in in-studio lighting. To rent that alone from a store very close to here, I tallied it up and it will cost you over $1,000 for the day. Then we get to add in the $4,000 in insurances every year, $20,000 in furniture and finishings, and rent times 2. Renting out the studio, which is still in its design and finishing phase. Plus, we buy credits every month at our co-working space to rent out this room, our podcast space at the moment, for every single hour we're in here. Don't even forget or get me started on staff. Amelia and myself, we've got to pay ourselves an hourly rate. Remember that business I told you about at the start of the episode? They charge a flat rate of $495 per hour for anyone who uses that space. And good for them. But that's hard for upcoming creators who are making meaningful conversations. I'm one of them. So we still want to offer them a space, even if it's 50% less than the competition. On the next episode of Session in Progress, I'm going to introduce you to some of our clients. This week I was in Sydney recording a new project while also catching up with one of our exciting and existing podcast partners. I'm going to find out what they think about working with us at a studio and introduce you to some of the work that they do. We are getting a huge breadth of content through our studio and we love it. Session in Progress episodes can be found on LinkedIn and Instagram. We release every single Wednesday and reveal the ins and outs of creating a small business. Thanks for listening.